Hey guys, this video is going to be a little different than usual. I thought it would be a fun idea to showcase all the cool Battalion Wars content we had last year. So let's get into it. I know I didn't contribute much last year, but it was still really awesome to see all the people in the community put out their own content. And there was a really good variety actually. We had some really dank, tasty memes.
The enemy sent a signal from atop the Iron Tower! Go! The Legion shall not be undone!
We had some great speedruns, and the opposite of a speedrun.
So what you want to do now is go up to this section here, and if you look, we are now through that grunt is now through the fence. So all you got to do now, transfer to him, and there we are. We are through. We are through the fence. It's as easy as that.
Good job, Commander! All 3 radar stations are now offline!
And of course, there was a lot of really cool mods too. And plenty of other stuff. So to start things off in January, we had 100-man melee by a frame. Yes, that's right. 100 units in one battle. This is just crazy to me. 16 grunts, bazooka veterans, and flame vets, and 2 heavy tanks on each side. And of course, I have to say, great music choice. Just the best. I don't think there was a player controlling the second army. It was mostly just to showcase the mod. But still, like, oh my god. There's so much going on here. Like, look at him jump around. Oh my god. It's honestly too much. I don't know if this would actually even work in a competitive in a competitive gameplay, you know. But oh my god, is it fun to watch. Like, especially when it's zoomed out, you really get a good idea of how chaotic this is. And did you see that grunt? Look at, he just flew! He went so high! Good stuff. Good stuff. The following month, we had a kind of similar idea from Deadwire, which is, it's another large-scale battle. Not quite to the extent that Ephraim did with 100-man melee, but still, this is like, you know, a lot more, there's just a lot more units on the battlefield. As you can see, 4 heavy tanks, there were 4 gunships, 6 anti-air, 8 bazooka, 21 grunts. Like, this is big. And then as you can see, the Iron Legion has 2 battle stations, which is just crazy. And kind of breaks canon a little bit, because I'm pretty sure they're only supposed to have 1. But you know, it's whatever. And in my opinion, really cool mod. I think this is really neat. You know, it definitely adds an extra challenge of trying to manage that many more units, but I like it. And this map is pretty big, so it kind of works well, I think. In May, we had a great cover of the Western Frontiers theme. And a super cool cinematic movie-style trailer by Coop.
Tundra is a nation of conquest, my son. Why do you dishonor my memory with idle talk of peace?
Been a while since the big board saw the action, huh?
In June, it was back to modding with Moldy, and not only did he mod, he did something I have not managed to do yet, which is he added a unit to a map that it is not normally in. So in this case, he added the Iron Legion battle station into the first mission of the Western Frontier campaign, which is amazing. Really good job, man. This is something that I always wanted to do. I think I even attempted it like years back. And yeah, no, it's just a really important step in the modding, for the modding community, I think. Because being able to add units to maps that they aren't in could give us so much more custom content, so much more potential for custom maps.
Shall we go again then? Come on, let's do this.
October was really the month for speedrunning. In particular, HowlingSnail managed to accomplish a lot in both games. He put in a lot of hard work to try to get a sub 2 hour run in Battalion Wars 1. But the question is, did it pay off?
Alright, time. I need to not fuck up on black gold this time.
The run was going really well.
Come on, man.
All he had to do was play Siege of the Vladstag just right, and he'd be able to get it.
Come on, Siege of the Vladstag. We can do this. I'm trying not to get excited. Oh god, I'm worried. I'm worried about losing my troops.
The last of my gunships has been destroyed.
Well.
I cannot offer you any more assistance, Betty.
Well, almost there. Come on, we've almost done it. I don't know where the rest of my infantry are, but they need to get their asses over here. Well, I'm not getting a gold, but I am going to get the record. Come on. Come on. I've done it. I've done it. Battalion Wars in under 2 minutes. In under 2 hours.
And just like that, a sub 2 hour run in Battalion Wars.
Come on.
Or was it?
Come on, register. Oh, what? Did we not get the other one? Fuck! Oh, God. I was relaxing there. Oh, and they're re-raising it. Fuck. Oh, my God. If I fail now... If I fail now... I thought we'd got it. Come on. Oh, God. Well, I've done it.
The Vladstag
Well,
is ours.
that was a horrible
Kaiser has
premature
officially
celebration.
Run out of places to hide.
It was still a really great run. I actually love that flub at the end. That makes it just that much more intense and exciting. You gotta watch out for those grunts that spawn at the Vladstag. And then, not long after that, he got a PB in Battalion Wars 2 as well.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, run over. There we go. Okay, 2:38.55 is the new Battalion Wars 2 world record. Dun, 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 dun.
And then I decided to include this IL record as well. This one is from Battalion Wars 1, Herman's Heroes, which is a pretty interesting mission when speedran. It involves splitting your forces up in order to conquer each of the objectives, as well as leaving some at spawn to get back to the T-copter. And I actually really enjoyed this clutch moment right here. He almost didn't manage to raise this flag, especially with one of the bazooka vets being so low on health. But he just barely got the medkits and then was able to raise both flags simultaneously, which was just really cool. To finish off the year, in December, we had two really huge things happen. First, we had Debug Yoshi, who completed his model viewer and extractor for Battalion Wars 2. And it's freaking awesome. So basically you can use this to view any of the models in Battalion Wars 2. As you can see, you can even look at units that didn't show up in any of the missions but still exist in the files, like the Western Frontier Battle Station here. You can see it's slightly different from how it appeared in the first game, where the main cannon of the tank has a rotating head part, similar to the Tundran and Iron Legion battle stations. And the Exylvanian battle station was changed in a similar fashion. And it allows you to extract them as well, so you can import them into your favorite 3D modeling program, such as Blender. Late December, something pretty exciting happened. one of our Discord members managed to obtain some of the game's original art assets. This includes concept art as well as models with their textures. And what's even more exciting is that there's models here that aren't in the final game. So as you can see here, we have the shotgun veteran. This is the Western Frontier shotgun vet. He looks really cool, and I like his double-barreled shotgun. It's very fitting for the Western Frontier. And the Exylvanian shotgun veteran. Very cool stuff. It's a shame that they didn't make it into the final game, but it's great that we can see them here. And there's also some models and textures from the what I would assume is the alpha for Battalion Wars. I remember seeing trailers for this way back, and it looks completely different from what we got in the final version of Battalion Wars. But it's really cool to be able to see some of these unused models. Some of them are really weird too, like that red tank we were just looking at. There's a lot of great stuff here that's worth checking out.
And I'm just basically making this video as an update video to completely replace that video. In a week's time I'll delete it or something like that, or I might just leave it up and flag it as old.
So this video mostly covered content from 2018. But I figured since we're putting it out this late, we might as well get January from 2019 as well. So, to start it off, we had Deadwire putting out a tutorial for how to play online on Dolphin, which is great because I'm pretty sure I said I was going to do that and then I never did. And speaking of servers, I think it's worth noting we have Waffles on our Discord, who is the owner of the Zwei server, and he won't ban you for using Dolphin. And that tutorial was timed pretty well, because later in January, we had a Battalion Wars 2 tournament. And the special thing about this tournament is that it used a modified version of Battalion Wars 2 that was intended to be more balanced than the vanilla game. It was put together by JayBattalion, although I'm sure he got some help from various members of the Discord in testing it. And it seems like it worked out really well. Everybody in the tournament managed to get the modified ISO, and they all participated. And honestly, I think this was a really great idea. I know that there have been some complaints about the general balance of Battalion Wars 2 online, so, you know, since we have the ability to modify the game, we might as well make it better, or at least more well balanced. And I know that for myself personally, there were always some things that I wished could be changed online. The two big ones for me right off the bat that aren't actually specific to a mission are removing the transfer invulnerability, because that can be abused really horribly online. Especially in a mission like Armada, where the Solar Empire had 2 light tanks and you could just switch between them to remain invincible and never take damage from the Anglo Isles heavy tank. And then the other one, which I'm not quite as sure about, would be removing the buffs to the player unit, because it's already buffed beyond a regular unit just by virtue of you controlling it. Because a heavy tank, for example, that you're controlling, you can strafe and avoid enemy fire, whereas an AI-controlled heavy tank would not, and it would just sit there and get hit. So I don't think the player buffs are necessary. Grand finals of the tournament was between Fumi and Sipez. I think I'm pronouncing those right. And overall, it was a good tournament. Both of these players showed that they're very well skilled in the game, though this is kind of a questionable maneuver right here. In the end, Sipez came out on top, so congratulations. And that's Battalion Wars in 2018. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it would be fun to try something like this for a change. And I should also mention this actually wasn't my original idea. There was another user who thought of this before me.
Single player maps playable as a multiplayer map. Since Marbrinis hasn't been active lately, Moldy has made an attempt to figure out how himself. He is almost finished and only has to fix the cameras.
And on that note, I think I owe you guys an apology. It's one thing to be too busy to mod, or to not be around on the Discord all the time, but being as absent as I have on the Discord that I made is unacceptable in my opinion. So I want you guys to know from now on I will be around. I don't know how much modding or Battalion Wars related content I'll be doing in the future, but at the very least I'll be able to answer questions and hopefully help others who are interested in doing their own mods. And finally, before I leave, let me just say thank you to everybody who was in this video, and even if you weren't, thanks for being a part of the community. And everything that you saw in this video will be linked in the description. Thanks for watching.
Very recently, Battalion Wars memes have skyrocketed due to a user named D-Man.